guys, welcome back for another video. I'm Jess and I'm one of the creative designers here at Sizzix. Today I am so excited because I'm going to get to play with the brand new Catherine Pooler collection. Now you may have seen it popping up across your socials and things like that. She has a gorgeous new collection, her first collection with Sizzix, and it's kind of split into two. You've got like these lovely kind of swimmer kind of vacation elements with like little beach towels, there's stamps, there's dies, there's stencils, and then there's also these lovely jungle theme with, oh my god, how cute are these little monkeys. And this is also in her first collection. I'm going to show you a few different projects using kind of both of the kind of, well, it's one collection, but using both of the styles, but the same kind of techniques. And I'm gonna do some holiday vacation theme vibed makes, since we're kind of in that realm with this brand new collection. Kind of things that you could even take with you on holiday and make use while you're on vacation, while you're on holiday, and actually use while you're away. And they're obviously gonna look beautiful because you've made them with these gorgeous sets from Catherine. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is a really fun technique, and this is using our stencil and stamp tool. And what you need is a kind of fabric makeup bag. Now this is just a small one with like a zipper. You could use a little like pull string one or anything like that. But this should do absolutely fine. And what we're going to do is I'll show you the final thing, because I'm not going to do the whole thing on this video, just to show you kind of what you can achieve. But we're going to end up stamping onto these bags, and then you can take this away with you as little makeup bags or toiletry bags or travel bags, whatever you want. And how adorable are those? So I've got some with the kind of towel and umbrella stamp set, and then I've got one in the jungle theme with those lovely leaf prints. So I'm just going to show you on the back of this one, so I'm going to have like a two-sided one. You can do it just with your stencil and stamp. And I've got a mixture of inks off to my side. I have got some of the Catherine Pooler inks, but they are not waterproof. So for something like this, you kind of want a waterproof ink, a permanent ink, or even a fabric ink or like a fabric paint or something like that. But I have found that like waterproof inks work just fine. And what I've actually done also is I've placed a little bit of mat board or cardboard in there just to make it really nice and even, okay? And I'm going to place it more towards the bottom rather than at top, because it is obviously quite raised. So if you bring it towards the top, it's going to struggle to stamp the whole thing. This way you've got more of a chance of it stamping, but I guarantee you're going to have to do at least a couple of stamps to make this work. I just want a thin strip along the front, so I'm going to take some masking tape and I'm going to mask off the area that I don't want it to be stamped on. This is going to make your life a lot easier, and you can kind of be as messy as you want, and you're going to get that fine, clean line. There we go. Like so. And I'm going to show you, just for example, with the beach blankets and umbrellas stamp set. I love that. That is so cute. Even the name, the fact they haven't put the whole umbrellas, they put umbrellas. It really shows the kind of fun that Catherine and her team have kind of put towards this collection, which I just love. So let's grab some of these. I'm going to do a couple of the umbrella ones. And you're really going to have to like apply pressure with this. Like it does work, but like I say, it's going to take at least a couple of passes, and you're going to need a decent amount of pressure on here, okay? So let's take that off once they're stuck to your stamping plate. I'm then going to bring in my inks. Like I said, I'm using waterproof permanent inks. These are the archival ones. You can use whichever ones you kind of want. Fabric inks, fabric paints would also work really well for this. And I'm just going to show you a couple just as an example. And then you want to stamp it just like you would with your paper, but you're going to get this texture, and because it is raised, it's going to take a couple of goes. So but even that is actually not that bad for something that is so raised and so textured. I think that's pretty good going, to be honest. Let's do more. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Like the whole, like the ones that are like a solid kind of block are going to be more difficult to kind of get a really nice clean stamp on the fabric. But you know what? I think that's more than good enough. And then I'll just do a couple of extra little bits on this one, because this is the beauty of her stamps as well. Like particularly this one, they layer up really, really nicely. And it's just really, really well thought out, I think. So let's just move these and go over with this one. So I'm using black ink for the outline and then a darker blue for this pattern on the other umbrella. And then once you've kind of done a couple, you can keep going and just add in more and more to your design. Like, how cute is that? I've done that a little bit off center, but just take your time. And then once you've done the whole thing, so I can keep going, I can do one down here, like a little continuous pattern. And then when you go to take off your tape, you've got a really nice clean line along there. And then the only thing I did to finish it off was add the ribbon onto either side. Now this could be a thin strip of fabric as well, it doesn't have to be a ribbon, but I've done it with like an orangey ribbon, and I just used our iron-on adhesive on the back to make sure that's nice and secure. You could potentially stitch it on if you wanted to, but the iron-on adhesive worked just fine for me. And then I popped one of Catherine Pooler's sentiments in the center as well. And I just think they're so cute. Let me show you the other one as well really quickly. So we've got the umbrellas one, and then if you prefer, if you're more of a jungle themed kind of person, then you can do it with this lovely leaf pattern as well. And you don't have to do the ribbon on either side or even the sentiment in the middle. It's completely up to you. You could do the whole front of the bag, but this technique does work on these kind of fabric bags, and I think it is a really fun one to play around with. And then you can pop all your holiday essentials in there. So that is kind of the first project that I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to pop these up during my video because they are too pretty to hide away. But actually, I'm going to move on to the next one. Since I've got my stencil and stamp tool out, I can carry on with using that for one of my projects. And I'm thinking stenciling for a little notebook or a little travel essentials book or a journal or something like that that you want to take away with you and have while you're traveling. So again, we're thinking about things that you're going to take with you. So I'm going to take some cardstock, I'm going to place it onto the base, okay, and then I'm going to bring in my stencil adapter. So we're not stamping for this one, we are stenciling. And the stencil that I'm going to use is the kind of beachy one. What is this one? Oh, pool deck. Really cute. I think it is like a pool deck or the kind of towel pattern or something like that. There is also another one in a collection which is going down that leaf vibe as well, a layered stencil. So I can show you an example of that one as well. And just like all of our other layered stencils, they are 4 layers and they're all engraved at the top, so you know exactly which one to go first. Now, since I'm not going on fabric anymore, I'm going to use Catherine's inks, which I've got some gorgeous colours here. Let's just bring some in. Obviously, you can use whatever colours you want. I'm going for blues and oranges. So again, I'm going to start with my lighter shade. This is the lighter blue. and just blend it with our multi-tool and our blending head attachment. This is a really nice quick stencil to do as well, guys, like really easy to achieve. There's no kind of real fine details on it, so you can do it really, really quickly, which would be great for like bulk making or anything like that. So layer 2, I'm gonna use the same sponge and just go in with the darker blue. And do excuse my hands, guys. I was saying before I started this video, I was clean this morning, I swear. But then I was getting crafty this morning before we started to film, and now I'm covered in blue ink. So do excuse me. So this design, actually, it has 4 layers, but for the sake of what I'm making here, I'm actually only going to do 3. Purely because I want that kind of white kind of element going on in the background. If you want more colour, you could totally do all the 4 layers and that would cover, so the stripes would be 2 tones rather than just 1 tone and then your background card colour. But I want to keep the white of the card in the background for this particular project, so I'm going to just swap out for an orange for my 3rd and last layer. But it is completely up to you if you want to do all of them or just 3 of them. And that's what I like about this particular stencil set as well, is you can kind of pick and choose and change things up. And by changing up the colours of this one, it looks massively different every single time. It really is kind of fun to play with. So just because it is kind of shapes and geometrics rather than a distinctive design or pattern, so you can just kind of have a lot of fun with the colours. Okay, and there we have our finished stencil. How cute is that? And you can see now what I mean about, I just wanted to keep that white in those stripes, because if I went in with my 4th one, that would then cover the white with a different colour. So completely personal preference, but that's what I wanted to do for this project. And then once I have done that, I have cut it down, and I've actually used a die from the Eileen Hull July collection, and I've taken that die and I've cut it. So this was a journal that looks like this. So this is one of Eileen's new kind of journal Bigz Dies. And I've cut that, and then I've taken my stencil and I've cut that out as well. So I'm just going to grab some scissors and just trim along here. Okay. Because that crease line will be in that die for you, which makes it super handy. And I did cover the journal before I kind of cut it, so you could totally do that as well. But with this, because of the size of the stencil, I couldn't cover the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it on both sides, front and back. The only thing that I have done is I've attached some elastic, so white kind of elastic, so that I can pop it over the front of my journal and keep it nice and secure and closed. And I literally just did it on the back with some hot glue, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to take one of these pieces and I'm going to stick that on the back. And then I've got one for the front, which I've added a little travel sentiment on there, and that's going to go on the front. So you could use double-sided tape, you could use hot glue. I have some spray mount that I'm going to use just for this, just because I find that it's really nice and clean and crisp. So I'm going to spray the spray mount onto these and attach them, and then we'll come back and see the finished thing. So I've got the adhesive on the back now, so I can just stick that up, align it with the base of the notebook. Make sure it's nice and secure. particularly on the back because we are covering where we hot glued that, that elastic. So make sure that's nice and secure. And then when we've popped our elastic over the top, we've got our gorgeous travel journal. How cute is that? I've also got one that is using, I haven't stuck this down. There we go. I'll just hold it in place. I've also got the other stencil from Catherine's collection, and that shows you the kind of jungle theme. So whichever theme you prefer from her collection, you've got the swimmers one and then the kind of jungle theme, and they match perfectly with our little travel bags, and that's kind of the colours that I've gone for to match. But how cute are those? And then you can keep all of your travel journaling in one place, and it all matches and ready to go for your next holiday or vacation. So that is with our stencils. I have one more project or one more fun thing that I want to show you. Let me pop these up so we can see them. Oh, are they going to stand? Yeah, they stand. I have one more thing that I want to show you, and that is using some of the gorgeous dies from her collection. So let me grab some of the bits that I've been playing with. And I thought, what do we need when we go on holiday and vacation? What are we going to be using? And I thought, postcards, okay? Because this collection just screams, make a postcard from me. It really does. And I think you can do that with both the kind of jungle theme and with the swimmers, but we're going to do a couple here. So for this, I'm going to use the dies and the stamps from her collection. So I've got some here. So there's a couple of stamp sets, whether you're going for the first theme, the swimmer theme, or the jungles. We've got Going Bananas and Synchronized Swimmers. So you can use these and create kind of flat elements alongside the dies that also work alongside it. So for the jungle theme, you've got Going Bananas #2, which works perfectly. And then let me see if I've got the other one that works with the swimmers. Yes, there we go. And then this one is Synchronized Swimmers #2. So they are named appropriately and they work perfectly together. So whatever you're stamping, you can die cut out of the die as well. So let's stamp a few little bits. So I'm thinking for my swimmers, actually I've already pre-stamped because I'm a genius. That's thanking past me because I've already stamped it. So what I did is I took some of these little stamps. Let me grab them from my kind of folder. So some of these little stamps are little swimmers and they're like jumping and swirling in the water. And I've stamped these with some of the Catherine Pooler inks. She has a gorgeous collection of kind of skin tone inks as well. So we can use these, and then you can take the die and die cut around the stamp that you've just done of your swimmers. You can either stamp on their little bodies, their little swimsuits, and you can stamp those on with a different colour. Or you can die cut the little bodies and the little outfits. So let me grab that. So you can actually take these elements here and you can die cut their little outfit, which I think is adorable. I've got a couple here, so let's just pop those on. So there's different swimming costumes and swimming suits that you can do. And then you can also stick on little swimming caps because how cute is that? So let's just pop that on. Like so. And they fit perfectly with that stamp. So they really are well thought out and really well designed to work together, which is fantastic. I'm just going to grab a little tool just to push it in place, make sure it's fully in place. You could use adhesive sheets for this as well because they are quite small, but hopefully you can see the difference between it being stamped and it being die cut over the top, and you could do either one, whichever one you want. Now if you are going and doing the jungle theme, the beauty of those stamps is, particularly with the little monkey, let me move this to one side, particularly with that little monkey, he is a kind of outline stamp. So what you can then do is you can colour him using some watercolours. So let's just quickly get some watercolours. You could also use alcohol inks if you prefer. It's completely personal preference, but I really love this because I just love being able to like colour it in and add my own colours. So you can totally do this. So I'm going to quickly colour him in, and then I'm going to show you how you can pop them onto 2 versions of postcards and make a really fun design from both of these stamps and die cuts. Okay, so I have finished my little monkey, I've placed them onto the front of my postcard, and I've also done my swimmer's one. I just finished it off with a little bit of white gel pen just to add some details to those little swimming costumes and bathing suits. I hope that was as therapeutic as it was for you to watch as it was for me to kind of do. It's so nice to just have that little colouring in element and then piecing everything together. It's so calming. And you get something so beautiful at the end with those gorgeous designs, either one, whichever one you prefer. And then it's also practical as well. So you've got that postcard element on the back that you can place the little address on there, your stamp, and then you can write about all your fun adventures that you've gotten up to on your holiday or your vacation. But I think that is all of the bits that I kind of wanted to show you. I know it was a lot, but there's so many fun things in this collection that I really wanted to highlight to you guys what you can achieve and what you can create using the stamps, the stencils, the die cuts, everything like that, and how well everything kind of works together. Whichever kind of design you prefer. So we've got our gorgeous fabric makeup bags or toiletry bags, we've got our travel journals, and then we've also got our postcards that we finished off with. Let me know which one was your favorite, guys. Which kind of area of the collection is your favorite? Do you prefer the swimmers? Do you prefer the jungle and the monkeys? I think they're both adorable, and I think you will have so much fun playing with these over the summer and into the end of the year. And I really hope you get your hands on this Catherine Poole collection because it is really one of my favorites. Let me know if you do recreate anything. Share images with us down below and across all of our socials. We love to see it, and I'm sure myself and the other guys at Sizzix, as well as Catherine and her team, will be sharing tons of inspiration surrounding this collection as well, so don't forget to check it out. But that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe and keep crafting. Thanks, bye.